Hello everybody, so today we'll be removing the battery and also cleaning out this Citizen S99400 watch that I recently purchased from Goodwill for 20 bucks. So it's quite a good deal. This watch is from the 1990s, and as you can see, it's in pristine condition. The dial, the bezel, the hands, the bracelet, everything is in perfect condition, just the battery isn't working and it's a bit dirty. So here, as you can see, I'm removing the spring bars from the lugs, changing out this bracelet, being able to clean it out later. The tool I'm using is a little spring bar remover, which has a little bit of a serrated tip. This helps to hold the actual spring bar and push it down. Here we have the bracelet. It's, a pretty decent bracelet for the price point of this watch. It feels a bit light and flimsy on the hands, but the clasp and everything all works, and it's in pretty good condition as you can see, so no complaints there. This watch has a snap-off case back, so here I was looking for a little divot in the case back, and using this pry to pry it open, like so. And here we have the case back and the movement. This is an in-house Citizen 2510 quartz movement made in Japan. You can see the movement, and I actually removed the little plastic ring in the frame before, but removed that part of the video. Here I'm removing the quartz battery with my hands. Now I'm not sure if this is the best practice, but I found that this works easiest for me. Using tweezers, sometimes it can slip and it moves out of place, so the hands is what I usually go for. And here I'm just going to pop it back into place. And it starts ticking again, perfect. So it was really just the battery that had to be replaced. Thank goodness the movement itself wasn't damaged. Now I'm placing the plastic ring back into the case, and it fits snug like so. And here in the case back, on these snap-off case backs, there's usually tend to be a little divot. I like to place this divot where the lug is, just so it can act as a little fulcrum when I go to pry it open the next time. So there's the divot, and I'm just gonna snap it back into place with my thumbs. You can use a case back closer for this to apply even pressure, but I found I don't have one, and I found that my thumbs do just as well. So I'm just gonna use my thumbs, and I'm just checking to make sure that everything is flush and there's no openings there. And with the bracelet, I found that it was a little too big for my wrists. Just applying a little pressure here to remove the spring bar. And there we go. So I'm going to adjust it a couple holes smaller, about 5 holes in for me. That's what I found works. Putting the spring bar back in. Whoops. There we go, hold it in. Looking for the hole I need, put it into the 5. Make sure it's securely into the bottom first. Checking to make sure it's snug in place. And using the same tool we used to remove the spring bars in the bracelet, we're just going to push the spring bar in, move it correctly in place, and you'll hear a little tick once it's snug in place and secure. So here I'm going to clean the actual watch itself. So just to wipe off the grime and dirt on the case, I'm using soapy water and Q-tip here. I found this works best for my watches. Just gently going over the watch, the case back, the lugs, making sure this watch is squeaky clean. As you can see, the Q-tip's starting to turn a little brown. That's from all the grime on this watch here. And look at that. Much, much better. Nice little shine to it, a lot cleaner. Awesome. I'm going to do the same with the bracelet here. Just go over it with soapy water, make sure it's nice and clean. And with the two parts cleaned now, wow, what a difference from the beginning shot. Nice and shining clean. With the two parts clean now, I'm gonna put them back together. The way I was taught with these watches is you want the top of the brand on the bracelet to face the 6 o'clock on the dial. So here I'm just making sure that the top of the bracelet is at the 6 o'clock. I'm adding the spring bar back into the bracelet here. Securely in place. Now I'm gonna flip it over. Make sure again the top is at the 6 o'clock position. And here I'm gonna clip it back into the bracelet. For me, this is always the hardest part about putting watches back together, putting back the bracelets. With leather bands, I'm totally fine, but with these metal bands, for any watch I own, it's always the hardest part for me. So you'll see me struggle here for a bit, but I'm using once again the same tool, the serrated tip at the top. And once one side is securely in, I'm just gonna press onto the other side. And you hear a little snap, and that means it's in place. So I'm doing the same thing for the other side here. You hear a little snap, and there we go. The bracelet is back on. And here I'm just adjusting the date and time. This watch has a quick date set, which is always super helpful. Just setting it back to the 4th. And with that, we finish a small little project of replacing the battery and cleaning up the watch a bit.